Hey guys, so in this video we're going to be talking about some things that you probably are doing and probably are some of the big contributors as to why you lose so many games in FIFA and reasons as to why you probably struggle to win more games. There's a few key things that we think a lot of people do and are probably a lot of the same things that cause you to lose so many games week in, week out and year after year. So in order for us to keep producing videos like this, then we do need your support. So make sure you hit the like button and make sure you hit that subscribe button and also turn on that notifications bell so that you know when that new content is coming. So when it comes to losing games, it's obviously something that none of us want to do and we all want to know why we lose games. But one of the biggest things that we want to tackle first, and it is a bit of a controversial topic, it is scripting. Now, we're not someone who personally believes in scripting. Now, everybody's entitled to their beliefs when it comes to scripting. But one of the questions that I would ask anyone who believes that FIFA is scripted would be, why do you play? If FIFA came out tomorrow and told me that it was scripted, I would stop playing because there'll be no point in playing a game that is fully scripted in your behalf. So if you're someone that has that negativity of the game is scripted, my advice would be to just not play. I would not play a game if it came out to be scripted. So if that's one of the biggest things that's causing your negative mindset before going in a game, then we recommend just not playing at all. And we touched on that just there. And it is mindset. And another thing that we think a lot of people struggle with is just mental resilience. You know, we don't think a lot of people have really good, strong mental resilience. An example of this is every time you lose a game, do you find yourself blaming scripting, for example, or blaming your team, or blaming somebody in your team, or your opponent having a better team than you, or maybe they're getting bits of luck that go their way? If you're someone that's always kind of blaming other people or finding an excuse, that shows a lack of mental resilience. You know, we lose plenty of games ourselves, and whenever we lose a game, the first thing you always have to think is, was that guy just better than me? Was he just a better player? Irrespective of if I'm having a better team, having lucky bounces, was he a better player? And if the answer is yes, then you just have to be able to learn to say, that guy was just better than me. And once you do this, trust us, if you go into games, we lost games this weekend league, we finished 17-3. The three guys that just beat us were just better players. I could have had a better team. I could have had everything going my way. They were just better than me. And those are the games that when you lose, they're the ones where you have to kind of go, okay, this is where I need to go away and work on why was this guy better than me? You know, and then we've done videos, you know, we've done a great video on how to get better. If you go and watch that video, that's going to give you a lot of indicators as to what you can do. But if you're someone that maybe answers that question and says, no, that guy was not better than me, then you have to think, okay, what caused me to lose? What were the reasons why I lost? And don't get me wrong, there are absolutely plenty of moments where you might get a really bad bounce that goes back to your opponent. You might win a tackle and it just plays him in, or you know, your opponent might take a shot and your goalkeeper does a stupid animation. And that's what people believe scripting to be. And what it actually is, it's just terrible coding. It's just the people that code the game in that moment chose the wrong animation. You know, the wrong animation was selected. You know, instead of your keeper choosing maybe him to dive right, he maybe went at it with his feet. He just chose the wrong animation, and that's just bad coding. But that's what I think a lot of people believe scripting to be. And when those things happen, yeah, of course, there's not a lot you can do in those moments. You know, you got to just take those ones on the chin. And what you got to think is, look, it will swing around, it will come my way again. But what a lot of people do, and this is where the losses kind of really stack up, is a lot of people lose a game and that loss goes to the head. You know, that one loss turns into 2, turns into 3, turns into 4. And before you know it, your weekend league, whatever it may be, even if you're just playing games in rivals, you just got on this massive streak. But now, because you lost so many games, you're just in a negative headspace every time you turn FIFA on, even if it's the next day. You know, you just think back to the last time you played and you just have that negative thoughts before you've even started. And when you play FIFA, you have to reset every day. You know, if you want to win consistently, of course you've got to have the skill, but I mean, mentality is so important, and we bang on about this all the time. But you really can't take negativity into the next session. The next time you play FIFA, you've got to just have a clean slate and not go, oh, what happened last time, it's going to happen again. You just got to have when you can do that, it sounds like a lot of hot air at the minute. You know, if you're someone that doesn't follow it, but trust us, we was very much one of those people that didn't believe it. But when that sort of light switch went off, you do really chill out a lot more when you play. And we win so many more games than we used to, not because we're better, but just because we have a better mindset and a better mental resilience to things that happen and go against us. And as we talked about with people stacking up losses, that's generally because a lot of people play when they're angry. And we talked about this before. You cannot play when you are angry. When you're angry, when you're frustrated, that is when you cannot play FIFA, because that is when you're taking that anger, you start making mistakes that you normally wouldn't make. For example, you start sliding into tackles. We get this all the time. We might score a lucky goal against someone, get a bit of a lucky deflection that falls our way. We go 1-0 up in a game. Fair enough, right? We got a little bit lucky. Then the opponent will just start sliding everywhere. They'll start diving into tackles. And you can tell they're not playing their normal self. But then before you know it, it's 2-0, it's 3-0. And then, 15 minutes into the game, they've rage quit. And if they would have just taken that goal and gone, damn, that's really unlucky. That's kind of shit, but, it is what it is. And if they just carried on playing normally, they might get back into the game. And this is something we do. We get that unlucky goal, and for that fleeting moment, you go, oh, God, that's so dumb. But when you just take it on the chin, you reset. Trust us, we've came back in so many games like that, and we've come back to win 5-1 and make the opponent rage quit by half time. And it is just such a better feeling when you're able to control yourself mentally. You can win so many more games when you can do that. Now, a few things that may be going against you might be things like your team. Now, some people might say your team has to be on par. Now, that is very, very true. You do have to have the better your team, sort of the easier it is to compete, because when you have better players at your disposal, you're of course going to have a better time. Now, for us, this is the team that we currently use. Now, for this stage in FIFA, this is not a great team. To have Lloris, Llorente, Varane, Militao, Mendy, Valverde, Goretzka, Dembele, Lewandowski, Inform, Ben Yedder, and Sane. It's not a great team at this stage in FIFA, but we take this into Weekend League. Now, last week we finished with 13 wins. This week we finished with 17 wins. And we're just playing with a team that's not very good, and we're still able to compete. Now, that might just be because we have good skill. We're able to just get the most out of it. But you can see certain players like Lewandowski. We played 35 games with Lewandowski, got 50 goals and 20 assists. And this is all in FUT Champs qualifiers, one FUT Champs weekend, and a couple of Division 1 Rivals games, maybe like 6 or 7 Division 1 Rivals games. That's an insane return on a not meta striker. But that's because we're able to just chill when we play. We don't stress about winning. And when this comes back to why we don't stress so much, it's because the rewards aren't that great. When you take a competition like FUT Champs, we've played FUT Champs since FIFA 17, and we have had no good rewards. Our best red pick ever, I think, was in FIFA 17. It was an 86 Radja goal, and that's probably the most meta red pick I've ever got in 5 years of FUT Champions. And in terms of the Team of the Week pack, it's exactly the same. The best thing we had, I think, was in FIFA 17. Again, it was an Inform Yaya Toure, who's now actually a hero card. That's how long ago that was. We've had nothing good. So because we know we're not going to get anything out of FUT Champs, we know we're not going to get anything out of Rivals, we don't stress. There's no reason to get stressed and to get angry at playing. And trust us, if you just have this sort of mindset and mentality where you just kind of go, I don't care. Even if I lose, if I win, it doesn't matter. I'm going to get crap rewards anyway, because most of us do. So whether you win or lose games, it doesn't matter. And you kind of then build this mentality of, I don't care if I win. I don't care if I lose. It doesn't matter. I'm going to get rubbish things anyway. If you can just manage your account well and trade a little bit, you can get the best players through that, through those methods. And then you can kind of enjoy the game a bit more, because you've got better players. You just enjoy, I just enjoy playing with Lewandowski because he's one of my favourite players in real life, hence why I do so well with him in the game. Pairing that with that sort of not giving a crap mentality, and that's why we're able to do so well. A couple things that we do that do help us. When we play Weekend League, we always try and listen to music. And this might sound like very niche, but it just helps us, again, relax. It just helps us stay sort of calm and focused, because when we're listening to music, you just kind of don't really care about what's going on in the game. We already have that sort of don't care mentality. It just helps us chill. It just helps us stay relaxed and helps us just stay and play in that relaxed mood. And that's another thing we would suggest when you are playing, is to only play when you're relaxed. If you're stressed, if you've got something that's going on in your personal life that's maybe getting you a bit stressed, whether it's your partner, whether it's work, whether it's one of your hobbies, whatever it may be, we recommend if you really are someone that's really bothered about your performance in FIFA and you want to take it seriously, then we do suggest only playing when you're relaxed. If you have any kind of stress, it will show in your game, it will show in your performance. And it might sound silly, but if you are someone that's really bothered about those things, it makes a big difference. We've been there, we've done it. When you are relaxed and when you are chilled, you play so much better, and just have that kind of carefree mentality. You do benefit so much from it. So hopefully you found something useful in this video. Even if you've taken one little detail away from this video, we do hope that it really helps you, and we really hope that you take some of these things into your game and just maybe have a little bit more of a carefree attitude and just see if that helps. If you are someone that does need some technical advice, maybe you are struggling with certain things in the game, then feel free to add us on Discord. Our link to that is in the description. You can check us out on Discord and you can add us and we'll just have a bit of a discussion on some more technical things that maybe you need improving. So as we said earlier in the video, if you want us to continue to make more detailed videos like this, then we do need your support. So make sure you smash the like button, make sure you subscribe, and make sure you turn on the notifications bell. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.